Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today we are going to check out the PlayStation Portal. I have it now for a day. It was kind of a pain and a jackpot to find a fix for this, and I should know better because I prepared everything before its arrival, even because I used to work as a network specialist, and that was literally my job configuring networks. So, in this situation, what did go so wrong? I'm not sure about it, but after I fixed it, let's see the result. So overall here is how the games performed while I was connected to, believe it or not, to the 5 gigahertz. So for whatever reason, at this point, I think it's probably a bug or an issue with the Ethernet port on my PS5. It is not anything to do with my router or any other case of equipment because I'm able to stream my computer to my Steam Deck without any issues. And the only problem that I had in this device was using actually the Ethernet. It would make everything have interrupted connection and never let me enjoy it at all. So it was constantly disconnecting even after I had everything properly configured. Believe me, I know. I have seen all the threads, I have seen all the videos, I had everything prepared beforehand. But I could not do it. For some reason it wouldn't play well. It will keep constantly dropping out. So what I was doing was like in a desperation attempt, I just disconnected the Ethernet cable just to laugh at how bad it's gonna be with the 5 gigahertz, and that fixed it. So I have it now connected with the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which is 1 meter away from my router, the PS5, and my PlayStation Portable, not portable, PlayStation Portal. I can go all around the house. We have a 4 bedroom house, and no one else is using the 5 gigahertz internet because they don't know what it even is. So it's only me, and I always give the code for people to use the 2.4 gigahertz. And I'm using the 5 gigahertz because I know what it does. So, what is going on here is me demonstrating some moves on fighting games that before it was impossible to do. It was literally dropping inputs all the time and it was constantly lagging, but now it's perfectly playable. Now I know most people will be like that I'm doing something wrong. I'm not doing something wrong. Anyway, past this, the experience with the portal after I configured this has been nothing to scoff at. I actually am a fan of video game streaming and I like it. I like the idea of this and what this device is doing. Believe me, I really like it. But I have to say it's a hard price to swallow when it's so close to something like a Steam Deck. And you can ask me like, "Oh, but you have a Steam Deck, you have an Asus Zero GLI. Why did you get this?" And the reason is because it was really lagging, and it was giving me the same problems as the Portal, even though I had everything configured on the Chiaki. It used to work completely fine, but the last 2 months that stopped from happening. And I was desperate. I didn't know what to do. So when I saw this on a sale, I was, you know what? Might as well give it a shot and see how it is. And I did. And the games that I'm showing here specifically, they're you may think that they're like, what are you showing me? Some old fighting game and now some shoot 'em up from the 90s. The reason I'm showing this is because these games require very precise and timely inputs, not just as a parry to showcase a parry, but this everything is like you're doing a parry. In a bullet hell game like this, in a shoot 'em up, you have to constantly dodge stuff all the time. It's not just pressing a button, you have to go to different directions and keep shooting. So these are actual hardcore games. They are not easy games, and they don't have any difficulty sliders. So these games are good to show also input lag because these games are made around a specific input lag. If you have high input lag, it can be impossible to even play because you have to predict where the bullets are even going to. So, overall, the experience was fine. I'm just bad at these games, but I was not feeling any insane latency here. And the same with the fighting games. I didn't see any big drop inputs here as well as I saw before when I had it on the internet. So things are going smooth. And I really have enjoyed this device overall. Here is some Diablo as well. Very good game on here. The same with Diablo 4. You can enjoy it here. I definitely plan to play a lot of Diablo 2 here because on the Steam Deck you have to go through the stupid launchers. The same on the PC, you have to go through the stupid launchers, but here you just press the button and you are in. So I prefer it definitely this way. The battery life is fine, is around 4 hours with everything defaulted, and the only thing I changed was close the lights, which I found very annoying, and I don't know why they will have these lights distracting you like this, but probably it's a gamer thing, like just put some RGBs there. Definitely not needed to be there. I think if this device was around 150 USD or maybe 130, I think I would say it's a must thing to have for your backlog to beat. Because in this channel, what we do is beat our backlog. And I think I will definitely suggest it for a lower price, maybe 150. But for $200, is getting a little bit harder to harder to say that this is a must. I would say that this is a purchase that if you are informed what it does, then you're going to be benefited. But the thing is, this is the weird thing here. This device would require you to do tinkering to make it properly work normally. For me, it was the reverse. I had to dump down my knowledge in order to make it work because it worked with a 5 gigahertz and everything on automatic, and it works perfectly like that. I don't understand why, but it does. The other way that I have to say is that, like, obviously this is targeted to people with less time and with a family or with a partner in general that they want to chill with. Someone is watching something on the TV, but you still want to be near them and you want to play the game just casually. You don't have to be hardcore. I'm gonna be 210 kill streaks in Call of Duty. No, just as a casual experience while you're near there with your partner and you're enjoying the day and everything. Or you're in bed and you want to just put a little bit more time before you go to sleep. It's easier to sacrifice sleep than actually go up, get up, and stay late to on the couch to play games than actually just just chilling there in your bed playing a little bit. Even those 30 minutes extra, to be fair, eventually they're gonna make you feel that this device was totally worth it, and I think it is. Believe me, I think it is. But the price point for many people was something that it was of contraction, and for me I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for the sale. But I definitely have to say that I have been surprised by how well this thing does once you configure it. The one thing that I will say, if you want this to work, don't give up because you can make it work. You can make it work and it will play. But don't give up. And that's what I did. I didn't give up by accident. I fixed it and now I'm enjoying it. Can I say that it's gonna work fantastic for forever like this? I don't know. That's why I got it from a place that I can return it, and this is like I'm running like a trial, right? I waited for months. I waited for them to do a lot of updates. Right now, it's 9 months later, so I have seen some updates that now they finally did the public Wi-Fi thing. Although probably will never do that, but overall, I have been satisfied with the performance of this thing once I have configured it. I'm still a little bit salty by me having all this knowledge and knowing how to do all these things and not being able to make it work, but it's fine. If it works, it works. And for me, it works, and I definitely will use it to beat more of my backlog. And beating the backlog is the most important thing for me right now. I have a lot of games that I want to play. Here's a little bit of demonstration of the latency. You may think that this is a lot, but it's actually not very instant. The lightsaber doesn't move immediately when you hit it. So that's why you can see how it works after I cancel an attack into it. You can see there is a little bit of delay, but it's there. So you can cancel it while you do that. The best way to see for yourself the latency is to leave the monitor or your thing on and play at the same time, so you can estimate a little bit how much of delay you're getting. Now, the thing is, if you have it on Wi Fi, it can be variable, that delay, and that is what is kind of scary. Losing packets and losing kind of stability of connection. For me, the place that I live, me and my wife, and only I use the 5 gigahertz, so there is nothing to fear. I have checked, I have already scanned with devices to see if there is any interference in my channels, and there is not. So for me, it works perfectly fine this way. A bizarre way to make it work, but it did. Now, would I say that I suggest this? I wouldn't suggest it to anyone because it is hard to suggest. I would say suggest it to people that are only prepared to make it work. And if you have all the equipment, you would have to first buy a gaming modem router to have it work for you. That is the only thing I will say. If you have like a really old one without 5 gigahertz, you will have to buy a new modem, and that's the end of it. With 2.4 gigahertz, it's too much latency. I cannot even parry in any of the games. It's just too much of delay. But with the 5 gigahertz, definitely playable with this. Maybe in the future I will also change my equipment because I know the provided ones by the internet provider are not the best. But for me, this works perfectly fine when I use my PC that is connected to the Ethernet and stream with high bandwidth to my PlayStation, not PlayStation, to my Steam Deck. So this has to probably be something wrong with my PS5, or it's a bug, or I don't know. Because the PS Portal works as intended. I can see that it works as intended, but only the PlayStation probably is at fault here. So, outside of all of those things, you would have to probably be mindful of what games you're going to do. I'm thinking of trying out Stellar Blade and Bloodborne to check out these kind of device, if it's even possible to beat these kind of games with this. Otherwise, I will keep my focus on solely RPGs and action games like that I haven't beaten up yet. I own them, but I don't like. They don't really require you to be super precise with your inputs, and that is really the thing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. If you like this video, like it. And if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. So if you want to see anything specific, I have a lot of games here. Anything specific that you may want to see by the Steam Deck, by the by the PlayStation Portal, please leave it in the comments because I do plan to cover this more. And if there is anything changing my mind about this, I will definitely make a video about it. But so far, 24 hours with this little thing, I can say that I can see why people like it. I can understand why there is people that wanted this from the start, but I don't think it's recommended to people that don't want to make it work because for plug and play, we are not there yet. There should have been like a lot of attention things around it from the start that you need to put some work to make this work. or you need to have some specific things before you even buy it. But they're not going to do that because they want you to buy it. So, yeah, there is that. Hope you have a great day. See you next time. Goodbye.